Good morning and welcome to Newsfirst Time Sunrise.
It is the 24th of December 2013, just one more day left for Christmas. Very good morning to you. This is Time Sunrise, come to you live on MTV Sports. I'm Shahin Jarampati. First, a look at your headlines. "426 Indian fishermen arrested by the Sri Lankan Navy during this year." Transparency International notes that the misuse of public property during elections continues. UN chief says he will recommend an increase in South Sudan peacekeepers. Now for a look at those stories in detail. The Navy has arrested 426 fishermen who violated the maritime border since the beginning of this year. Navy spokesperson Commander Kosalavarna Kulasuriya said that 115 vessels in which these fishermen travelled are also in the custody of the Navy. Now, meanwhile, a prayer was held in Shillong yesterday praying for the release of Sri Lankan fishermen who are in the custody of Indian authorities. Currently, there are 213 fishermen and 40 vessels in the custody of Indian authorities. Now, when contacted Deputy Minister of Fisheries Sarath Kumar Gunaratna, he said that discussions are underway as two neighbouring countries between Sri Lanka and India to release Sri Lankan fishermen who are in the custody of Indian authorities. However, he added that the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha Jayaram, is hampering all efforts made on both sides. The Deputy Minister added that all measures possible will be taken to ensure the safety of Sri Lankan fishermen. The report compiled by Transparency International on the misuse of public property during the last provincial council election will be released today. A senior manager of Transparency International, Shan Vijayatunga, expressed these views in this regard.
At elections that we observed, we witnessed that the misuse of public property, especially the use of buses, cars, buildings, is very high. Now this has changed. Election campaigns are now being carried out through state functions. Large numbers of state employees are used for these purposes. All these are violations of election laws.
The Ministry of Health says that they will be introducing a set of guidelines for surgical staff of the Ministry of Health. Director General of Health Services Dr. Palita Mahipala said that they aim to minimize various hazards to patients during surgeries and to ensure the safety of the patients through this measure. A list of measures that can be taken to minimize the side effects will also be introduced along with this. The Health Ministry notes that 230 million of the world population undergo surgeries in a year, while 70,000 Sri Lankans undergo surgeries annually. Now getting back to one of our local news, the Government Medical Officers Association notes that the Baduralia Hospital will be closed today as well. Now we contacted the media spokesperson of the GMOA, Dr. Naveen D'Souza, for the latest situation at the Baduralia Hospital. Good morning, Dr. D'Souza.
Good morning.
Sir, could you brief us about the latest situation at the Baduralia Hospital, sir?
Yeah, actually, we have a meeting with all the doctors in the control district regarding the unsafe situation in the Baduralia Hospital. Then all the unanimously decided to convey our dispatcher to the Director General of Health Services regarding the safe environment and asking him to establish safe environment in the hospital and stop all political involvement regarding the hospital duties. And then we are going to have a stakeholder meeting in the Baduralia area, and then we can go for the duties. Otherwise, with the unsafe situation, all the hospital staff still can't reach to the hospital. Otherwise, there was not closure of hospital. Due to the unsafe situation, only the hospital staff can't reach to the hospital till the moment.
Now, Doctor, could you give us a reason, or rather, what are the measures being taken to solve this issue, sir?
Yes, the thing is, the reason for the issue is, one patient came to the hospital and done the proper treatment and sent to the general hospital Kalkara for the further treatment. In the Kalkara hospital, the patient was died after 14 hours, but at the same time, all the relatives came to the hospital and threatened to the doctors and the hospital staff. All the threats were death threats. So we are having a past experience in the Batiko and Managi here. Two of our medical officers were assaulted and actually they died. So we can't tolerate that much. So we are not going to the hospital because of the unsafe situation.
Okay, thank you, Dr. De Souza, for joining us on Primetime Sunrise. Let's now cross over for sports news. First up in sports news, Ravindra Laksiri and Mihilia Metsarni clinched victory at the 33rd National Squash Championship in the men's and women's categories respectively.
The 33rd National Squash Championship was held for a period of 4 days and came to an end yesterday at the Air Force Squash Complex in Ratmalana. About 110 sportsmen and women participated in this championship. Ravindra Laksiri and Dilshan Gunawardena qualified to the finals in the men's singles event. Ravindra clinched victory in this category 3-2. Ravindra has been able to secure his victory in the men's single category for the past 7 years. Meanwhile, Milia Metsaruni faced Naduni Gunawardena in the finals of the women's single category 3-1. Milia won this title for the second time.
Well, that's a wrap in Primetime Sunrise for today. We leave you this morning with a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Shine Durangpati. Have a blessed day ahead of you.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.